Ivy,
all right.
the tutor.
She's-
We've done a
Hey,
brilliant
hi.
talk.
Hello.
Good, thank you.
What's your name?
Ivy May Reynolds. I would like you, I've
You
sort
like me
of
at that
set
end?
of that end where we get
Okay.
some nice light on you.
She really tried to impress me with a professional mic. She's
Oh,
trying
wow.
to, go out there. So I'll just press that.
Are you wanting me to hold it?
Uh,
Yeah.
let's get it started. Let's fix it out. Okay.
And you wanted me to talk
The thing
In
about...
terms of ethics and plagiarism,
Plagiarism.
so talk about plagiarism for
Yeah.
young students.
Because this is a fashion, that's just start.
Yeah, I think
It's on.
Yes,
I've just...
No, it's on.
No,
It's on.
it's still working. Okay.
Okay, let me just get
So I was
this a
just
bit.
telling you, you did a brilliant thing about ethics and plagiarism. Does it cross over the moral?
Even come up with this side, so because I would like
You
you
want
to
me
be
to
so you would talk to her and I can get
Do
you.
you want my voice or do you want to ask the question?
No, just okay. Basically, we know that this art, the fashion students. So you're talking about the ethics. That do they get a class in ethics about how to protect their work? And is that what you're doing? And as a tutor, would you like to tell us what you advise them? And should they be plagiarized? We've got cases we see on the internet that people who had, after finishing, doing all this hard work, they went and showed their work to one of the big fashion houses. And the next thing they know, they didn't never call them back after the first interview, but 2 seasons later, they saw their work on the catwalk. So what would you advise someone like that?
Yeah.
So I'm leaving it a free talk.
Okay.
So, but that's what in essence,
Right.
one of these fancy, nice students put so much work in it, took it to the Sheena, one of the big fashion house. They didn't call them back. They even got her to go to New York to show them the work. They were that impressed. And I don't think she's had a redress. We contacted her and she was like to talk, but in the end she didn't come through to give us the interview. So we wanted to find, someone like yourself who could tell us how it is.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
so you have 5 minutes or less to talk.
Okay, thank you. Well, I think that's a really interesting case of the fashion student whose work was in effect stolen. I think that shows us that there is sometimes a commingling of ethical issues and legal ones. So we would think of stealing, we would think of plagiarism as stealing somebody's work and pretending it's yours. There is a sense in which that can be dealt with legally. So I can remember being an external examiner at another university in this country, and they had an experience in previous years where somebody had taken somebody else's dissertation and put their own cover on it with their own name on it and submitted it, and stupidly the student supervisor was the same person who supervised the original one, and realised that they'd read this before, and that student who did that was prosecuted and was expelled from the university because he was unable to go anywhere else. So that's the legality of it. The ethics of it, I think, are still they're still there, even if it wasn't legislated. So, what makes it okay for you to steal somebody else's work and pretend it's yours? Why would somebody think that is acceptable? That's much more of an ethical question, whether or not you could legislate it. As for teaching students about that, I think, in my experience, I've taught most courses here, but in my experience, there isn't a lot that is about that teaches people about ethics within their practice. We have started doing that, actually. We've started doing it, pitching at postgrad students and undergraduate students. PhD students, we do talk to them about the ethics of what they're doing, but it hasn't quite filtered down through the other courses. We think in the program that I work in, which is Cultural Enterprise, we're thinking of that we are going to begin to discuss ethics of our practices, of our research practices, but even our making practices, if they're different too. And one of the ways in which we were pitching it at our event that we were discussing earlier, one of the ways we were pitching it is about taking care of the people who are important in you developing your work. I think that's a really important consideration, and it should be reflected on the person who's actually researching as well. So they need to take care of themselves as a researcher and practitioner, as well as the people that they're working with, the participants in their research, with their people who are being interviewed, people who are participating in a workshop, and so on. I think the time is right for us to carry this sort of debate and discussion through to all students, actually in all practices, not only in art and design. I was listening to something on the radio recently, which was a chemist who was talking about other chemists producing chemical weapons, and that they don't have a debate about why or not that might be a good thing, and the sense of being given a brief and then working on a brief without thinking of the impacts that are out wider and outside of just solving a problem. That's really important. And why is it that we don't get this? I think medical students get ethics. Some business students will have business ethics, though they're quite resistant often to taking it. But I think we need to start doing it more.
I'm doing media and communications, and we have to do ethics, even doing these interviews and things like that. It's journalism, and if you want to be a fashion photographer, you also need to know what we have to do. So
absolutely. You've got to take care of people. And why would you think it's okay to exploit someone? So going back to your initial case that you mentioned.
Yes.
The exploitation of a young graduate by a powerful organisation, that's an issue. Do we need it to be guarded against those sorts of things? Probably.
Thank you. Could just say your name and introduce the course you do, position here at UAL.
Right, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So I'm Jamie Brassett. I am the Programme Research Director at Central St Martin's, and I'm a reader in philosophy, design and innovation.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Put me on the spot.